Hello. So I am hopping on for a short video, and I wanted to teach on a concept that it's come up a few times this week and a little bit last week, and I want to just bring it to you guys as well, because I think it's going to be really helpful for you as a way to look at and think about dating that's going to be very supportive for you on the journey to finding your person. So the topic of this video is love or dating. Is that a finite or is that an infinite game? And I'm going to define those two terms for you if you don't know what they are. So if you are hopping on with me now, say hi so I know who's here with me. And if you are watching the replay, just do #replay so I can say hi to you and I know that you are here. And if you have any questions or any thoughts about what I'm saying, just add them into the comments and I will get back to those. So there is a book that's written on this concept of finite versus infinite games. Hi Shelly, how are you? And I have been thinking about this in terms of dating. Like, how can we apply this concept to dating to give you a mindset shift that's going to be really useful? So there are two ways to look at literally anything that we do in life, any endeavor in life. And those are in terms of like two different types of games, two different mindsets about games. So a finite game, hi Genevieve, how are you? And hi anyone else who's here to say hi, I'd love to say hi to you. So a finite game is a game that ends the moment that you win. So the goal of the game is just to win it, and then the game is over. In an infinite game, the game is played for the purpose of continuing to play the game. So the goal of the game is just to continue playing the game forever into infinity. That's why it's called an infinite game. So in a finite game, you are only playing with the goal in order to win it. You're not playing for the joy of playing it, right? Whereas in an infinite game, you're playing the game for the joy of playing it. And so its purpose is to just continue playing the game for as long as you can, because it's so joyful, right? It's something that you want to be doing. So there are two ways of looking at finding love. And I want to talk about how could we apply this concept in a really useful way for you into dating, okay? So we can also look at finding love as an infinite or as a finite game. So if you're viewing it as a finite game, then you're saying, the purpose of dating is to find your partner. And yes, that is true, but that is all it is when you look at it as a finite game. And so what will happen is you're going through the motions, you're forcing yourself to go out there and meet people and message people and however you're meeting them and going on the dates. But if this is how you are looking at dating, you're gonna find yourself being easily frustrated, losing hope, being disappointed, finding dating pretty draining and exhausting, and overall just like disappointing when that person isn't the one, right? Because in this mindset, the whole entire purpose of this is just to find the person. And so all the time that you're spending dating people, meeting people, it starts to build up as feeling like resentful or maybe just anxiety, like why haven't I found him yet? Because you just want to skip ahead to having the partner. So when you view finding love as a finite game, all the men it didn't work out with, all the messages you sent, all the guys where it went nowhere with, the man you dated for a month or two and then it fizzled out or whatever happened, all of that kind of feels like a waste of time. And it will feel like the process of finding the one is just so hard and maybe like a drag. So now I want you to know that if that is where you are, I've been there too. I've been there just wanting to skip ahead to being married, right? At least just to finding the guy, being in the relationship with the guy. I thought that my life would be better than it was where I was without him, right? And so I was making my happiness circumstantial, right? I'll only be able to be happy with my life when I have whatever it is. And so did you know that finding the guy, you find that guy, then there's going to be the next thing, right? Okay, now we need to move in. Or maybe now we just need to be officially in a relationship. Okay, now we need to be moved in. Okay, I'll be really happy once we're engaged, once we're married, once we have children, or somewhere else in your life. Then the attention goes like, okay, when I earn X in my business, when I start my business, when I leave my job, when I get a new job, once we move. It's never ending, right? And so here's the thing. I was putting my happiness on something outside of myself, right? I was using my circumstances to create my happiness instead of just creating my happiness, right? Our circumstances do not actually create our happiness. It's our thoughts about our circumstances that do. So the reason you get the thing you're looking forward to, and then within a day or two, I don't know, just a couple days usually, then you want something more, you want something else, right? We never stop wanting more because that's just the human condition and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what it is to be human. So we're actually in an infinite game of wanting more until we die. We will always want more. We will always want that next thing, right? We are never, ever finished. So that guy or that relationship that you think will make you happy, he won't. Not long term, right? The only thing and the only way he's doing that for you is if you're allowing that situation to make you happy and to continue to make you happy. It wasn't the situation, it was your thoughts about it that created being happy, right? And just watch how long that lasts, because there's going to be problems that come up with him in that relationship somewhere else in your life, right? Or something else in your life is going to come up. So this is what I really want you to get. Since we will always be wanting more and we are never finished, it is not helpful or useful to think about dating as a finite game, focusing only on that end goal, right? Because what will happen is you're going to miss out on your life. Dating is one game in the infinite game of life. So I want you to think about, what is the point of life to you? Like when you think about, this is the point of life, this is why I'm here, this is what I need to get out of life. What is it to you? Is it to achieve things? Just achieve, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But what about the space in between, which is what actually makes up your life, right? Or is the purpose of living, which for me, this is what it is, it's growth over a lifetime. I'm just here to keep growing and keep expanding and keep wanting more things and growing into the person who has them and going through the experience to get there. I want to be continually expanding and growing and developing myself in my life everywhere. So I'm in the infinite game of growing and getting better and expanding my life. I have goals, 100% I've got goals. I've got really huge goals. And I spend time to write them out at the start of every year, to evaluate them, to do check-ins with my goals. And then I also put them aside and focus on living my life in alignment with where I want to go. But the point isn't the goal. Because I know when I get there, the enjoyment of that goal will last for 1 second. But I spent forever on my way there, right? So if I'm miserable getting there because I put so much pressure on it happening over everything else, then it wasn't worth it, right? But I have that choice to make it worth it by making the journey there worth it. So I focus on, who do I need to become in order to achieve this goal? What do I need to learn? How do I need to grow? And I am open to literally all experiences that come with working toward that goal. And that's a choice. That is just a choice. And so I choose to be in love with life, in love with the journey, in love with the process. So I'm in love with, what is going to happen today? What am I going to learn today? What do I get to add into things that I've experienced, things that help me grow? I love my evolution more than I love my goal. I love my goal, but I love what that means about getting there. What does it mean to get there, right? So you see, when you focus on who you are becoming and how you are growing and what you are learning, there is no way that you won't eventually hit your goal. You will always hit that goal. But you spend your whole way there becoming a better person. So maybe you don't hit the goal. It was still worth it because you used that time in between, right? So becoming the you that can hold that goal, that's required. That's part of that journey. So you have to fall in love with the process and the journey, right? So if you treat every moment like, when I look back on this moment, how do I want to tell the story? And then live life for what you want to be able to look back on, right? I want a lifetime of amazing memories, of joy, of happiness, of laughter, of doing really and experiencing really incredible things, and my goals are part of that. But if I focus only on the goal, I forget about living my life, right? And so I'm going to be taking the actions toward that goal, and I'm going to make that count what I'm doing to get there, right? So how do I want to feel on my way to this goal versus just the finite game of just get to the end, right? Are you guys following me? Let me know in the comments if you're following. So this is some really like huge wisdom and truth bombs I'm dropping, because this is like a lifetime of experience here. So you are focused. Let's go back to dating. So are you focused when you're dating just on how you haven't met him yet, and you don't know if you will meet him, and you're not liking any of the guys, nothing is coming to fruition? Or are you focused on the possibility of, what if this works? What if I meet him really soon? What if this guy is the one? What if the next guy is the one? What if I'm gonna learn this thing right here that's gonna make it possible for me to meet the one? Are you focused on the inevitability that this will work? I just don't know when. Are you focused on creating this experience to be amazing because that's the kind of life you want to live, and that's the kind of experience you want to have no matter what, right? Are you focused more on you, or are you focused on just connecting with another human being, focused on life and experience and other people, and have that be enough? Are you focused on what you are learning about yourself, or about other people, or about men? Are you focused on how you are growing? Finding joy in the game is inevitable if you choose to, right? It's available to you if you choose to, and it's available literally in any moment. With a man, without a man, heartbreak even can be beautiful. Anything is a choice, how you want to experience that, right? So when you finally find the one, it will be so much more effortless and easy and without pressure if you are just enjoying the ride along the way anyways, right? When we get so stuck on needing that man and needing it now, we get into this very narrow tunnel vision. And you can choose today to just let go and focus on how you want to experience dating. What do you want that experience to feel like for you? And creating that for yourself intentionally and finding the gold nuggets in everything that happens. You get to create that. You get to find the excitement and the interest in it. It's just a choice. So if I'm ever growing and ever wanting more, and if I'm never finished, then it doesn't ever really end anyways, right? And it continues for your whole life, this evolution, this experience that we get to create. So then what if you let go of seeing dating as a finite game? And what if you contextualize dating as part of the infinite game that is just life itself, right? So if life is an infinite game and it never ends, and the point of the game is just to keep playing, winning isn't the point. The point is to keep playing, and you get to win along the way, right? It's a different perspective. It's a different contextualization of the same thing. So I just want you to feel into how that energy is different, right? It's not that you won't win, you won't meet that guy, you won't have that relationship. It's not that you don't get to have that, you do. But I want you to check in with how you would like to get there. How would you like that experience to be? Because this could be different, right? So tell me in the comments, how would seeing dating as part of the infinite game of life change things for you? How would it change things for you? And I'm just gonna look at the comments right now. So Shelley, I'm a journey girl, but I used to be the finite type. Genevieve, this is so valuable. Growth over lifetime, I love the distinction. Who do I need to become to achieve that goal? Yep, that is the question to be asking. Focusing on that, right? Okay, so I practice that every experience can actually be welcomed and that every experience is actually a gift. And so I practice just openness to life and what it brings me instead of closedness. So if you saw dating as part of this infinite game, how would you approach dating differently? How would you choose to feel about it? And then what would you need to be thinking about it in order to feel that way? The magic of life is not when you get the guy, because that's like one moment in time. It's actually how you live your life, every moment, right? So we have access to anything that we want to feel right now, literally right now in this moment. The future is just this moving target. We never get there, right? So right now, you can anchor in the feeling and actually feel the feeling that you think you'd feel once you got him, right? Right now, in this moment, you can choose to be here, fully present. In this moment, everything is available to you that you want to experience and what you want to feel and how you think you'll feel when you have him. You could feel it now if you didn't block it. So if you're just sitting right now, you can just feel your body sitting on the couch or the chair, wherever you are. Feel your body where it is being held. You can feel the space around you. You can notice what your thoughts are. What are the sensations in your body? What are the emotions you're feeling? And you can just breathe right here, right now. And what if you could open up to the present and just feel all the pleasure that there is in this moment? So what if you could stop being in resistance to that, because that's available for you? So what if you could just feel a little bit more pleasure right now? Just allow yourself to, and allow yourself to open a little bit more and receive more and allow more joy in right now. And if right now you could get yourself to smile, get yourself to laugh, like literally do this, and just release that heaviness. Just release it, because there's nowhere to get, right? You can't get away from this moment. You're here and you'll be here forever. So why are you rejecting it, right? That I should be somewhere else. As in, you're in your head, you're thinking you're like something's connected to the past, something's worrying about the future, and you could just let it all go. And you could just notice that you're already whole. You're resourced, you are complete, you're okay, you're actually more than okay. And everything else is just a bonus, and we're just here to play. We're just here to play, and this is all just a game, right? Life is just play. What if it could be that, right? So that's my transmission that came through me today that I just had to share tonight. And so I'd love for you to share in the comments how this moved you, touched you, inspired you. What are you taking away from this today? And also to let you know that if you're down for approaching life like this and you want to let all of that incredible magic to happen and let that into your experience, and you also want to call in your man, but from this kind of a space, my work is doing both of those things. And I do invite you to just reach out to me and we can have a chat about if working together might be a fit. We can talk about where you're at, what's going on for you, and how I might be able to support you in finding that man. So my work is working both on the internal and we're looking at external stuff. So that means that we dive into the inner work that's necessary for what needs to happen or to shift in order to call in that partner. So that's work on the inner child, that shadow work, that's working with the parts of you that are trying so hard to protect you and blocking love or running away from love. And sometimes that's the anxious parts, and we're rewiring all that stuff. And then this includes rewiring things that might be related to attachment style. If you have anxious or avoidant or fearful avoidant tendencies that come up, there's that piece. There's also deep mindset work that we're doing. So shifting your beliefs to be a match for calling in this partner. We'll do work on the masculine and feminine. This is integrating both of those. Quite often, this work ends up being really around allowing your feminine to come to the forefront in dating and with men and relationships. And then I also spend time just supporting you on the practical aspects of dating, like your dating profile, your messages with men, what's happening on dates, just understanding men and like why he's doing what he's doing and what is love to him and what is the commitment process to him, because it's really important to understand this as well. So my work does have a specific process and methodology, but we're each unique. We each need very specific things in order to just shift whatever it is that needs to happen. It's often just a couple of really important tweaks and you're like already so close, you know? So we create this game plan that is unique to you and what's gonna match where you really need support. So we have weekly one-on-one calls, you get supportive practices in between, you get access to me via email and messenger during the week and in between the calls for anything that might come up, any questions you have, anything you want to check in about. So this is really for the woman who is all in and really ready to go. She really wants to meet her man and has decided that it's happening and wants just support along the way there. So this is really extremely transformative work. So it's not for you if you're not ready to go deep and really rewire the things that are holding you back. Often it's just a couple of things that need tweaking. It's not for you if you are really, really new to personal development and not really open to being coached. But it is for you if you have done personal development work already. You've already done healing work. And this is for you if you really value your personal development and your growth. That's one of the key components of what we're doing. And this is for you if you really are ready for this man and you actually have done some work to prepare for him and you're like, I want to call him in and I really want some support, some high-level support with that. So this is for you if it's a priority and you're committed to it happening for you this year. So if that is you, you can send me a message and we can set up a time to chat. We can chat via Messenger if you have any questions. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments right now and I can answer them. I hope this was helpful for you and I will see you next time. Bye.